If you're thinking about starting or growing your dropshipping business, then this video is perfect for you. Hi, it's Limpited here, and in this video, you will learn from serial entrepreneur Jaiden Vu, who has built several businesses from the ground up in his early 20s, and after having gained experiences in many industries, he decided to branch out to e-commerce because of the ability to automate and scale. He has built multiple e-commerce stores and is now one of the co-founders of Launches Academy, a dropshipping mentorship agency helping aspiring entrepreneurs get started in e-commerce by leveraging the dropshipping business model. Their program is the most intimate e-commerce mentorship agencies in the industry for new e-commerce entrepreneurs. Jaiden is now on a mission to break down the stigma around dropshipping, and his goal is to help over 1,000 plus online entrepreneurs in 2021 to get started in dropshipping by finding winning products, creating highly converting Shopify stores, and running profitable Facebook ads. Here's Jaiden and his tips on top 3 things to avoid in 2021. Hey Jaiden, how are you today?
I'm fantastic, Lynn. Thanks for having me.
Oh, good. So good to have you back on my show as well. I know you've been on the Kind Boss show because you're one of those kind people I got to meet last year, but now you're back here because your topic is still so relevant to what I'm trying to do at my channel, is creating opportunities for people, not job, but I guess a career for people to be able to work from home, work anywhere, and build a lifestyle for them. So let's talk about dropshipping, and why did you get into dropshipping?
Yeah, fantastic question. Just kind of go down back to memory lane. I started the traditional form of e-commerce. So there's 2 types of form of e-commerce, just for your audience listening. The first one is where most people kind of like go into, is where they'll find a really good product that they believe in, they love, build a brand around it, and then try to build community and sell it, right? So that's one form. The other form is dropshipping, where not a lot of people know about it or actually understand what it is. So dropshipping, in short, is pretty much where you are the middleman between the seller and the buyer. So you'd find a supplier that sells a specific product, you would advertise it, get the seller to buy it, and then you would get the seller to supply it. So you're pretty much a sales agent. It's not your own product. So I didn't even know what dropshipping was, and I got into the traditional form of dropshipping, where I found a product I really liked, built a brand around it, and I didn't do very well at the very beginning because there was no data, right? It was just passion, love, and I thought it was going to go very well. So I spent a lot of money and time and built a community around it to really see no sales coming for a couple of months. Luckily enough for me, it was a great product based on my research, and I did recuperate all my upfront costs. But I got into dropshipping because a couple of my friends were doing it. I didn't really believe in it because I look at dropshipping as like a faceless kind of e-commerce model. I don't believe in that. I love building brands. And then I really saw the potential, and I was just like, you know what, if they can do it, I can do it. And I got hooked, started a company with my partner and another partner as well. And then I was like, okay, this lucrative business actually works. It's not like what everyone would think it is, because there's a stigma behind dropshipping that, you get into it, you can get rich overnight. And most people that do get into it, they don't get rich overnight. So it's kind of like this get rich quick Ponzi scheme, but it's not. It's actually something that's viable if you know what you're doing. So that's how I got
it. And so this has created a passion for you to launch your academy, and your goal is to help 1,000 people, I hear. Tell me more about that mission.
Yeah, so our mission behind, Launches Academy is the #1 mentorship agency for people that are looking to transition to e-commerce and dropshipping, right? So we want to kind of have it be the global destination for anyone that is looking for career change, transition out of their brick and mortar or whatever they're doing, or maybe they want to venture into e-commerce or online business because that's where the world's geared, especially after the pandemic, right? Obviously, at the time it's recording, the pandemic was like about a year and a half ago. But yeah, our mission is to help 1,000 entrepreneurs by the end of this year and growing, pretty much just be that global destination. So when they think to like online transition, they think Launches Academy. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, first up, I've always been in the service space. The only time I've started an e-commerce business was like 10 years ago. I started like an actual product. I got thousands of products in my spare bedroom. I was stuck with it. I was like, oh my God, I would never want to do this again. What would you say the benefits are compared, with dropshipping versus like a service business, which I'm very familiar with? And I know you've done a lot of service business as well. So yeah, any comparison around the 2 business model?
Yeah, fantastic question, right? So there's a lot of pros and cons. Let's say the huge benefit, because it's a product-based business as opposed to service-based business, is the one aspect that's super important to me is scalability. So, with service-based business, it's a little tough to scale just from the perspective of like, depending how you kind of structure out your service-based business, whether it's one-to-one or one-to-many. And if you were to do a service-based business, I highly recommend one-to-many because it's a lot easier to manage and scale. But with something like dropshipping or product, based business, is that you remove the actual labor out of it because it's a product that travels between buyer and supplier, right? Or buyer and seller. So you can sell hundreds and hundreds, and you don't really have to hire more people for it, or you don't have to kind of trade in so much time for it because everything's all automated through softwares, and you can move 1,000 pieces. However, if you take it into the service side, if you were to sell 1,000 programs to work with 1,000 people, that's very intensive on your time, and also the more people that you are going to bring onto your service, the more people you have to hire. So your overhead gets higher, the profit margin does take a dip. Yes, your profit margin take a dip, but then you are able to kind of grow it faster. But the product-based business, your margins don't really dip. You can still have the same person that you started with selling 10 products a month, and when you scale to 1,000 products a month, you can still have the same person doing. They just have more workload on them. So yeah, the biggest pro for a product-based business is scalability, and the second thing is the margins are a lot higher, right? So the margins are a lot higher for a product-based business as opposed to like a service-based business, depending how you structure it. Like you're gonna have a high-ticket service where you sell like a really premium program, or you sell something that's on the lower ticket side. But with the product-based business, it's because your total cost, your cost of goods, is not as high as when you scale compared to a service-based business. So for me, it's scalability, and then also profit margins that I find is better with product-based business, provided you know what you're doing and you're doing it well.
Yeah, okay. So I guess the only thing I could think of right now is how to differentiate your product from others. So like if I'm searching online for products and I can't help to try to find the cheapest product out there, right? So how do you compete in that way? How do you combat the people just looking for the cheapest price and comparing your product with other products?
Yeah, fantastic question, right? I mean, it's also the same for service-based business. Like if you were to sell like a certain coaching program to do X to transform X, right? You're always going to be compared to whatever's cheaper or whatever's better. So it doesn't matter whether you use service or product, right? You're always going to be compared in terms of pricing and value. And most people, they convolute price and value. It's like if there's value, price shouldn't be an issue, but most people are concerned about both. It's the same thing in the sense that, find something that people want, right? It's what people want. A lot of people don't really buy what they need, people buy what they want. So in order to win in e-commerce, and kind of going back to your point, is what makes a product company any different if people are looking for the cheapest thing. If you're able to find something people want, and that's super important because that's based on market timing. What people want 3 months ago is not going to be what they want now. So, having the technical aspects out of it to understand that, it's what people want now. And then to kind of really combat, the pricing and shipping time, et cetera, is the branding. So branding is so important regardless of whatever you sell, is because they buy into the story, they buy into the quality, the, repeated history of good customer service and stuff like that. But more so, it's like, what do you stand for? And the best way I can think of it is if you're able to nail like the market trend and know exactly what people want as of today, not as of 5 months ago, then you already have the battle. The other half of the battle to, have longevity and make millions and millions of dollars is the branding portion. But not branding so much on the side of it's just like, we want to be the cheapest company or stuff like that. It's more so like being the brand of that specific product. So a best way to put it is like when you think Apple, what do you think? You think the best iPhones ever. Why does someone pay $1,800 for a mobile device? That's like someone's rent money. When you think Sephora, what do you think? You think like high quality, low cost, great customer service, kind of brick and mortar, also online cosmetics and skincare. When you think BlendJet, you think of portable blenders you can carry away. Microsoft, what do you think? You think of really premium software, home office softwares. So if you're able to build a brand like that, when they think of the name, they think of the product. That's how you differentiate yourself, because it's not like I think Apple, I think that I can save $500 if I bought Apple as opposed to Samsung. No, when I think Apple, I think I'm gonna buy the best iPhone or the best quality phones out there. So to really differentiate yourself is you gotta kind of build that equity and go like, people keep coming back to you because their quality is superb and it works, it does what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, so you raised a really good point in that sense. Like, just because you're doing a drop shipping business model doesn't mean you don't treat it like a real business. So it's really about investing in building the brand and looking long term. And I can now imagine like your drop shipping partners are like your outsourced partners that I always teach people. I say, it's about finding the right person, nurturing the relationship, and then develop that long-term loyalty with each other so that they will always be there to provide the service for you. So likewise, drop shipping, I'm imagining the drop shipping supplier, if you could find the right one, you take care of the relationship, you can rely on them to drop ship at the right time. Would you say that?
Yeah, right. I mean, it's pretty much exactly what you said. So drop shipping is like any business. And just to kind of point it out, for your audience listening there, Lynn, for anyone that's either A, considering it, B, been researching about it for a while, or C, they might be doing it and don't see results. The one thing that you gotta understand with drop shipping is it's just a model. It's not like an actual business, right? What I mean by that is you want to kind of take drop shipping as that leverage point to kind of get yourself to where you want to be. And where you want to be is a brand owner, a business owner, because that's where you build longevity. You can't build business off of a faceless, company, right? You don't think, when you think Apple, once again, going back to it, you don't just think like the iPhone. You also think about the people behind it, because it's more so about the people who are building it, like either it's Tim Cook, whether it's Steve Jobs, et cetera, et cetera. So your goal as a dropshipper is to leverage this, model to become a brand owner, a business owner. And that's where the fun really begins.
Yeah, and I can imagine as you get really good with e-commerce model, you got to even eventually build your own product, but you at least already got a taste of what it's like to buy and sell and being able to get the products out to customers. I always tell my audience, if you're new to business, you have to learn to buy and sell, learn to actually just make money without trying to build the actual product itself and take forever to create something versus just sell something that's already working, that's already out there. In terms of this topic, it's about 3 things to avoid. So what can you share in terms of the 3 top things to avoid in 2021 for dropshippers?
The first thing there, Lynn, I would recommend for your audience listening is don't be emotionally attached to the product. So one of the biggest mistakes that a lot of newcomers and even sometimes seasoned people that are doing dropshipping is they get really emotionally attached to the product. And what I mean by that, one thing you gotta understand about e-commerce is where you're gonna see the most results is based on the data that you've gathered. So if the data is telling you, whether you're advertising, whether you're looking at your stats, whether you're looking at your store, your email list, whatever the case may be, whatever the stats you're pulling in from, if it's telling you that this specific product is losing steam and it's not going anywhere, here's where the biggest mistake that comes in from a lot of people trying to get into dropshipping is they can still continue to run with this product because they're under the impression, look, a week went, there was a week that went very well, but the next 2 weeks a little bit slow. I'm pretty sure if I spend more money on ads, I'm pretty sure if I connect with more influencers, I'm pretty sure if I just kind of wait another month or something until the brand equity builds up, then that this product will do very well. No, if you see the data, telling you that this product is doing poorly, don't be emotionally attached to cut it. That's how you save yourself a lot of money, because a great product sells itself. You don't really need to kind of rely on the waiting game and go with time, people will come. It doesn't work like that. A second thing I would just say is don't market to everyone, because if you market to everyone, you market to no one. So what I mean by that is when you're getting to the game of drop shipping, if you're new to marketing, that's okay. We all start somewhere. But what's super important is not to really understand the advertising platform as much as you really need to emphasize learning who you're targeting. The marketing angle, the client avatar, the specific person who's going to buy your product is so important. And a lot of people who come into dropshipping, they think that if they spend $100, a big wide audience, they'll get someone. But if you market to everyone, you market to no one. So in order for you to win the game of dropshipping and the game of e-commerce, is you got to really identify who it is that you want to sell to, because your messaging is going to be different.
Like you already intentionally start a store. Let's just say I'm in my late 30s and I know busy working people very well, or women like me. Then if I set a business, I should kind of create a branding around this business, around this niche, so that even whatever products I'm searching for to sell, I should sell to that particular niche, right? Versus just random products, everything to everybody. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct, right? So it's super important is like you want to be as super specific as possible because your money, depends on it, right? Your hard-earned dollars. So just spending time to brainstorm there, Lynn, whether you're doing a service business, this is for everyone as well, right? On the topic of advertising, is if you're able to sit down and go like, I want to target the person, these people from the ages of 25 to 45. Of these age demographics, I want them to only live in the UK, Canada, et cetera, et cetera. And on top of this, I only want to target people who engage with Lululemon, who does a lot of cardio, who does a lot of like powerlifting, who engages with anything fitness activity related. So if you're able to get that super specific, that's where you're going to make it night and day for you when you come to advertise. The second mistake, if you kind of wrap it all up, is try not to market to everyone because you're going to market to no one.
Yeah.
Be really specific who you want to kind of target because your messaging is going to appeal to those people. The third mistake is mindset. So with any business, right, treat dropshipping like anything else you're ever going to do in life. It's completely mindset. It's comparable to going to the gym and getting a six-pack. It's comparable like to starting your own service-based business and wanting to hit your first $10,000 a month. It's like, trying to date someone and trying to get them to be yours. Whatever the case may be, you want to start dropshipping like anything you would in life, in the sense that if you're going to get into it, have a mindset of when and not if. One thing I tell all my students as I work with hundreds of students here is that, with dropshipping, it's not a get rich quick scheme. It's not something you get into it, you find a product, slap on a website, run some ads, and you're a millionaire overnight. It doesn't happen like that, but that's a stigma and it's unfortunate. But something I tell all my students, because dropshipping it's a process, it's a journey. It's like any business, right? There's gonna be tough moments, there's gonna be ground zero, then you have to build a ground zero to ground 10, et cetera. So it's gonna be a long process. And the one thing I keep telling them to kind of be in the mindset of is because mindset is gonna either make you or break you. So I tell them, hey guys, look, dropshipping, it's not a matter of if you become successful, it's a matter of when you become successful. Because every single day, as long as you improve, as long as you get up, as long as you put in another hour, another 2 hours, you're contributing towards that bigger picture. And the best way I can get, yourself there, Lynn, and also kind of your audience to kind of really picture this is like, imagine this, for example, you buy a box of puzzle pieces. You buy them, there's a bag, and there's like 1,000 pieces of like, miniature sizes that builds a whole picture. You open up the bag, you look at exactly what the picture looks like. You're envisioning that picture because the box is showing you that end product. So as you open the bag, you don't know where to start, but you know that you have the 1,000 pieces to build it. So you would take these pieces and you'll kind of just fit them together and put them together. And it may take you a couple of hours, maybe even a day or a couple of days, depending on your learning curve, right? You're putting these pieces together and you might get frustrated because some of them don't click, some of them don't peg in together. And you're slowly starting to build up that picture. You're building one corner or the other corner, and you're getting a little frustrated here because you still have about 400 pieces left and you just can't seem to kind of, put it together. And here's the thing. This is the difference between being in a when mindset and not an if mindset. Is you can either give up because you're like, this is taking too long. I don't want to spend another hour on this puzzle because you're frustrated and you give up. So you have a uncompleted puzzle. But for those that are in the when mindset, is like, you know what? They know that if they keep putting these pieces one by one of them will finally stick, and then another will stick, and another will stick. And then a couple hours go by, they finally create that full puzzle, what they see on the actual box itself. And that comparison is exactly to like dropshipping or anything in life is like, do you want to see the results now? Well, if you do, you either A, move faster, or B, go find something that you can get rich real quick, like crypto, for example. Throw $100 in crypto, you might come back with $1,000, $10,000.
But you might not.
Or you might not, you might lose it all, right? But with anything in life, anything that you're going to build an actual empire of or a business, like dropshipping, it takes time. So you can either, the picture, the puzzle is the picture. You already know what that end picture is. Are you willing to sit there to slowly put in the time, put in the hours, and put in the foundation to peg those pieces together? And that's entirely up to you. You can either be patient to put the 1,000 pieces together to finally realize that picture, or you can just build 200 pieces and give up halfway through because you think it's too hard.
Yeah.
So that would be the top, the last, or the top 3 things to avoid is to constantly get into the instant gratification kind of mindset and really focus on the when you become successful and not the if kind of mindset.
Yeah, I totally get, mindset is just so important. So why is it that there's a stigma, and why is there such a message out there that drop shipping is a fast, you can just turn up, create a business and make passive income very fast? Like, why is it happening like that in this industry?
Yeah, fantastic question. Just because I've been doing it for a while now, like the reason why it's like that is because the first journey for anyone that wants to get into drop shipping is they turn into the free content, which makes sense, right? It's free, it doesn't cost them anything. And we are in an online world, like with millions of like educational content out there. So, first thing that people are going to be guilty of is finding things free. We're always going to find things that are free. So where does that lead them? That leads them to the Google blogs, that leads them into just Googling drop shipping, and that leads them to the YouTube. And most of these videos they come across are just really clickbait. How I made $50,000 in 2 weeks. How I made $100,000 in a month. I just made a brand new store and I made $20,000. Learn how I did it as well, right? So they're under this stigma, and they watch these videos because they're like, oh my God, there's this guy who made $50,000 in 2 weeks. I believe I can do it too. Let's hear what he has to say so I can learn. And most of these people who shoot these kind of clickbait YouTube videos, they have some kind of program offering. People that buy into this kind of clickbait message, and I've watched all these videos. None of them are of any value, right? So no disrespect to anyone that shoot these YouTube videos. Like, I just don't vouch for anyone that shoot these kind of videos. You're not doing very well. And if you've been in the game for a while, you know who are doing well and who are not doing well. They get into the stigma, they buy into these kind of programs, and then these programs are either outdated, 2, have 0 support, or 3, it's just a bunch of amateurs videos put together and no real value. So because that's the trend, everyone goes through it, and then when the bad apple turns bad, they're going to tell other people, oh my God, dropshipping is this and that, and then it's going to start spreading. And that's been going on for years. So all these people that are trying to get into dropshipping, it's so hard for them now because they're going to go to where most people go to, is repeating that same cycle. Google, YouTube, watch these 24-year-olds, 23-year-old with a clickbait headline, get hooked in, believe into some kind of, whatever is said on YouTube, buy into the program, to be completely left alone to their own device with no real help. So why is there a stigma? Because that's been happening for years and years. So it's hard for people to A, trust dropshippers, and B, think that it will actually work. And for the ones that are actually trying to help people, whether it's myself or other great people I can vouch for that are great at what they do when it comes to dropshipping, it's hard for them to kind of get real people to buy into them because of all these other people that are literally taking other people's money, right? So that's why there's a stigma. It's just because most of these people who do these kind of clickbait videos on YouTube, here's a little insider's insight, just for for everyone listening as well. When you kind of come across these people who shoot these kind of YouTube videos, they make the real money from you buying their programs. They don't really make money from dropshipping. They probably made those numbers, but here's the thing with dropshipping. You can pretty much water the numbers, because where most of these people will make money from is they spend a lot of money on ads. They can show you that they made that much, but they didn't make any profit. So just understand that most of these people on YouTube who do these kind of flashy clickbait videos and stuff like that, where they make the real money is the fact that you bought into their message and then you bought into the program. That's where they make the real money. So that's something like that.
Gotcha. So then in terms of your program, what do you help people with? Tell me more about the program itself.
Launches Academy, we provide pretty much people the access to understand how to do drop shipping the right way and not the wrong way. So pretty much the A to Z. And we give you the 24/7 support you need in order for you to kind of walk through the entire journey, whether you're completely new or you've been doing it for a while, but you've been doing it the wrong way, right? So we walk the individual exactly what they need to do in terms of how to find products to sell, how to really put together a good website that also sells, and also how to run profitable campaigns, teaching them exactly how to become a marketer, right? But more importantly, training their mind to understanding how this all works and how to put it all together. So that's what we kind of do. We just take pretty much someone completely brand new or someone that really needs help to go to where they want to be in dropshipping.
Sounds awesome. Well, I'll be putting your link in the description below, but thank you so much. I really learned so much from you, and I feel a sense of peace knowing that there's people like you out there that actually care for the success of people, because it's my pet hate when I know there's so many gurus out there trying to teach things, but they don't know, and then they kind of create stigma for everything, even including myself in outsourcing, right? There's so many bad stuff around outsourcing and things as well. But yeah, in the world of personal development and professional development, there's a lot of people that you can't trust. But Jaiden, I've known you for over a year or more now, and you know, every time I'm talking to you, I always learn so much, and I know you just care. So if anyone watching this, check out Jaiden's program.
Thanks, Lynn. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Jaiden. Bye.
Well, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video or you have any questions for me or Jaiden, love to hear in the comments below. But if you'd like to learn more about how you start a business or grow your business, then I have more videos for you here.